I'm not talking to you guys.
Why?
Just press the damn button.
I did, and we're live on the YouTube.
Live on YouTube.
What's up, YouTube? Appreciate you joining us here in Murph's Fan Cave for episode number 143 of Raiders Fan Radio. And so now I'll hit the big button.
Well, let it populate.
What? Let what populate, Jeff? What on earth are you talking about?
The chat that I don't have?
Jeez.
Wow, he yelled at you.
He did. He's screaming
Well,
at me.
yeah.
He barely
Why
got him
did he yell
started.
at you?
I don't look at. He's maxing out his meters over there and everything.
Look at
You
my
told me-
look at the fan cam. I've got Swag Jeff everywhere.
I'm bringing you down a notch.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, because he told me. Remember, he said, "Oh, I'm sick. I need to turn my mic up." And I go, "Well, don't scream into it." And then what do you first thing he does? He starts screaming over there.
Well,
This is behind the scenes. This is Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks.
Yeah, seriously,
RFR
right?
edition. Yeah,
Wait, all I got is the promo. Oakland, L.A., Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Fan Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Biletnikoff, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most seamless, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for another what we hope to be fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 143 of Raiders Fan Radio here live from Murph's Fan Cave. I think we've got our audio bugs worked out, our video bugs worked out. The lag in the chat room is befuddling as always to my two co-hosts, and so let me welcome to the speaking of co-hosts, to the Western Annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk, the one and only Uncle Mosh.
Hey, befuddled?
I don't know. That was pretty good.
I
huh?
love
You like befuddled?
befuddledness. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. We're
yes,
all about befuddlement.
yes.
We're all about befuddlement. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Can I verbalize befuddle?
Oh.
Would it be,
Oh, my God.
Would
That
it
sounds
be-
like you trying to give the promo.
would it be befuddling? Would it be befuddling?
Can
Say
you
that-
conjugate that verb?
Uh,
No, but I know somebody that can.
the most befuddled?
Yes.
Okay.
He is in the annex of the annex.
Yes, of the Murph's Fan Cave desk. So let's head to the southern annex of the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk and welcome the third man in the booth tonight, Swag Jeff. What's up,
Little
Swaggo?
Southwest Swaggy J.
What's up, guys?
Glad to have you back, Jeff.
Well, yeah.
This is like 3 out of 4 for you, isn't it?
I know. My wife is giving me so much leeway. I love it. I love it. She lets me come play.
Yeah, all right, good deal. Good deal. Well, good week to have you back here. Appreciate you joining us,
Yes.
as always, and appreciate you, Mosh, for joining me here in the Fan Cave for episode number 143. So we've got a ton to get to tonight, and so let's go ahead and just jump right into it. First off, if you wouldn't mind, please smash that like button, smash that bell, as the kids say. Hit that subscribe button there on the YouTube. That is youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. That's MURFS Fan Cave, as many of you already have, and thank you for those of you that will be jumping in later. And the best part about joining us live here on the YouTubes is that we have a great chat room. So already in there
Yeah, we do.
tonight. Raider from Rosa, Running Bear, Hardcore Raider, Joe Estrada is in there. Appreciate you guys jumping in and gals that join us in the chat every week. We love to have you, and the chat is always one of if not the most consistently
One of the
entertaining-
what? Say it again.
One of, if not the most consistently funny and entertaining parts of our
Nice.
show here, and it's because I love it. Like, I'll be in the middle of like the rantiest of rants. Like my Raider passion will be
Yeah,
just flowing, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere comes Uncle Mosh and his big laugh, and I'm always like, what, Mosh? And you're like, the chat. You got to see what the chat's doing.
Most of the time, they're just telling me to tell you.
Will you stifle yourself?
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly right.
Or they're talking about donuts.
yeah.
They just change the subject to Krispy Kreme or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We're
Mosh-
all about donuts.
All about that.
Mosh, you love your donuts.
Murph and the Donut Bunch,
I
right?
love that.
Oh.
All we got to do.
We don't have to worry about that for a while.
No, not the way we're playing. All right, so
Nah.
that's if we beat Kansas City, then you're going to get to hear me rap on the Mondays with Mikey and Murph show, and Swaggo and Uncle Mosh. We're very kind to offer your services to help me out with that.
We will write it for you.
Right on. So we'll see what happens. Though we got to beat Kansas City first. All right. So thank you to those of you on the YouTube. Also, we are an audio podcast. Believe it or not, still our most popular way to be consumed is on the podcast services. So that's Apple Podcasts, that's Google Play, that's Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify. If it's got a podcast, you can find us. All you got to do is search for Murph's Fan Cave. Same thing. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a rating. Heck, we even got an Android app, which I never talk about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have a Murph's Fan Cave Android app, and I never talk about it because we don't have an iOS app, but that's only because most people that have Apple phones, like you guys, you use
Just podcast.
You just use that and get us that way. But so we saw quickly when we did our apps that the people that used iOS didn't use the Murph's Fan Cave app, but the Android people love it. So anyway, so if you have an Android device, search for Murph's Fan Cave in the Google Play Store, and you can find us on there.
Oh, wait.
Please.
So everybody that's my age.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have to get the guys that are Swag Jeff's age to download it for him.
Well, because I'm making reference to the fact you're iOSing Android on I don't know what any of that crap means.
You just got your.
I just hand my phone to Jeff and I go, make it work.
Make it work. Here's my iPhone.
There you go.
Make the show pop up on here.
There you go.
There you go. Well, you do a good job with it, Mosh. You do a good job handing your phone to Jeff.
I do.
Yeah.
Actually, I couldn't get the charger to work.
I know.
So he's using my charger right now. My phone's dying.
Thank you, Swaggy.
We spent
Well, yeah.
18 minutes of our 45-minute show prep trying to show Uncle Mosh how to charge his phone. That was pretty fun.
Hey, it happens.
Hey, it's okay.
I don't care. You guys all know where I'm at. If it wasn't for the fact that this phone has access to the entire world, I would go back to my flip phone in a minute.
Oh, you loved that thing.
I love that one that I could put in the beer and you could call me and it would hear it ring. I love that phone.
You're all about that phone.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
The chat's already talking about last week how the cameras are a lot better this week.
Oh, good. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, nice.
Sounded like you were talking into a fan last week.
Yeah, it was kind of rough, man. My bad. You know, look, it's technology, and we're a three-man show here, and so it's we're not pros. We don't have producers or a formal studio. We have my bonus room. You know what I mean? And
it's a great bonus.
The
room.
fan.
Wait till they see the new pictures from the bonus room.
Oh, yeah.
We had a pro in today. I got a guy.
You got a guy.
It happens to be your kid.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. It's still a guy.
He's still a photog, man.
Hey, and he came and he took some great shots.
He sure did.
Some
He did.
promo shots.
Yeah. So we'll have some of those promo shots up for you. And one of us got a cup check during that filming of that, or the taking of those pictures. We'll have that for
I
you.
wonder who that was.
Somebody else was wearing a caftan.
Around the lower part of their body.
And that's
which was
and I didn't even want to do that.
All right. So anyway, so help us by doing those things, support the show, and then more importantly, support our show's effort to support the Biletnikoff Foundation Swaggo. Point to the Get Made t-shirt. There you see the Get Made t-shirt as Uncle Mosh points towards the Fred Biletnikoff jersey, and you can support us and support them by buying the Get Made t-shirt. Now, the Get Made t-shirt, all 100%, gosh, I'm on a roll tonight. 100% of the proceeds of the sale of that t-shirt are going to the Biletnikoff Foundation. There's a little bit of I don't know what we call it, a caveat, an asterisk, a footnote, Mosh. We're running close to being out of Get Made shirts.
Okay, so this is what
really
we're
are.
going to do.
Break it
So
down, Mosh. Break it down for us.
We, Swaggy J, Murph, this is what we're going to do. This is our last week of selling the shirts.
Yeah.
We had a run.
Yeah, we did.
We're going to fill those orders this week, and then the orders that we get from tonight's show, the next day or two, and that's it. That's about all we got. We have a couple that were promised. We've got a few that we've got to give away for some prizes, and then hey, get your shirts because that's it. The Get Made shirts are done.
They're done.
It's a thing of the past.
That's it. And we're not making more. Like we do a run of shirts every year.
Right.
And that's
it.
That's it. That's our 2019 shirt. And so if you want one, get one. There you see it there behind Mosh, and then there's Swag Jeff as well. The Get Made shirt, 100% of the proceeds going to Biletnikoff, so it's really easy to get them. All you got to do is go to RaidersFanRadio.com/t-shirts.
That's right.
I know, awful clever coming up with that URL there.
Hey,
So
you know the other thing though, Murph?
please.
We're still taking donations.
Yes.
We're
100%.
If you've already got your shirt, and we are still taking donations. The more we get, the bigger that check is going to be. And well, actually, it's only going to be this big because we ordered it already. But
yeah.
the amount on it is going to be bigger. So we're still taking donations.
Yep.
All that money's going
Absolutely.
to Biletnikoff, the foundation there in November. And send your money.
Absolutely. And we're still doing the deal with NFL Shop.
Yeah.
So
Right,
you guys
right.
please use our link, the RaidersFanRadio.com/gear, and you can buy a cool custom jersey like I have.
Tell them about your
Hey.
brother, what he did, and he's a Titans
yeah.
fan.
So
So tell your family or people you talk to.
If you follow us on social media, you see that I have jumped my dad into the nation.
Yes.
He posted on his social media. We shared it to ours. He's got a Get Made shirt on and a Raider hat. So he's got all that. I tried to jump my brother into the nation. He just ain't coming yet. It's just not time yet. But I told him to use the link, and he bought a Marcus Mariota Titans jersey.
There you
So,
go. And
hey,
he used
so you
the
know
link,
what?
so we got credit for it.
So he used the link, so we got credit for it. So, he's...
Just
you
get
know-
to NFLshop.com through our link.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
message.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, good deal. Appreciate that, Swaggo. Appreciate your support that way. And so, yeah, tell your friends. Go to RaidersFanRadio.com/gear, GEAR, and then hit that link. It'll take you to the Raiders stuff, but then you can go to anywhere on NFLshop.com from there, and we'll get credit for anything that you do from there. So we appreciate you 100% for helping us support the Biletnikoff Foundation. All right, I mentioned earlier, this is episode number 143 of Raiders Fan Radio. And every episode, we take the title of our episode, and then tie it back to something significant within Raider Nation. And although many of you are making a run at Swag Jeff to take this part of his job, he's actually done an amazing job with it over the past however long it's been now, months and months that he's been doing it. And so, Swaggo, hit us with a 143 tonight.
Well, thank you for the respect. And honestly, I'm going to challenge everybody. All the listeners out there, I haven't seen a whole lot of challenges in the last couple few weeks.
Hey,
so
he's
yeah.
bringing it.
So come on, man. You want to step up? Let's step up.
Hey,
you know?
so let me ask you, Swaggy, can they send those directly to you?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Just send him to
I'm in
Raiders Fan Radio.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
okay.
Message us on Facebook, Instagram. I'm in charge of all of that now. So yeah, so send stuff to me, man. And if you think you got one better than I do, call in.
Yeah.
You
There you go.
call in the show 909-345-3346.
Nice.
You know, yeah.
Just
man.
when Johnny goes, hey, that's all fine and good. Spell Alzado, Jeff.
Yeah. I hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It'll be a little while before you live that one down, but that's okay.
That's all right.
You
That's
did-
all right.
You do.
So,
You
yeah.
do it. You do it.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
So anyhow,
Okay.
so
All right, here we
episode 143. I'm double dipping again.
Oh.
We're just gonna double dip.
All right,
on,
I like
double
it.
dip.
And we're gonna double dip in 2 consecutive Raider seasons.
Now,
The first
wow.
season we're gonna go back to is 1978.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
1978. Fred Biletnikoff.
Nice.
Fred Biletnikoff. His farewell season with the Raiders.
Okay.
He retired from the NFL after this season, but he averaged 14.3 yards per reception.
Well
Nice.
done. That's awesome.
143.
Nicely done. Nicely
So-
done. Yes.
If you didn't like that, let's take it to the next season.
All right.
1979
All right.
season. Another Raider great, and rest in peace, Cliff Branch.
Okay.
Our boy Cliff Branch averaged 14.3 yards per reception.
No
that year.
way.
Yeah. So 2 Raider greats, 14.3. How cool is that?
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's
How cool
pretty
is that?
nice. That's a fun one, man. That's some good numerology
Yeah.
stuff right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Right on, Swaggo. Good job, man. Very good job. All right, gentlemen, and those in the chat room, let's see. Let's shout them out. Ron is in there, the Mater Raider, we call him. Running Bear. Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider. What's up, Capo? Just Win Johnny is in there. Did I say Running Bear? Ty Tyler is in there. I can't scroll up, but Raider from Rosa. Appreciate everybody jumping in the chat room tonight and joining us for episode number 143. All right, I mentioned Ron. We call him the Moderator because he's the moderator of our chat, and he does an awesome job in there. And Ron was also one of the guys that really got on early with what we were doing here at Raiders Fan Radio, one of our first made men. And Ron's been a part of what we do, not only as a listener, but he's definitely integrated into being a very valued and respected part of our RFR community. And so I can't thank him enough. And if that wasn't enough, him just being a participant, I got to share this with you all. So if you look over my left shoulder here, this Murph's Fan Cave sign, I put it up on our social media, and so did Swaggo. Actually, I put it up on my profile, but Jeff put it on our RFR stuff. I put up earlier this week, so if you hadn't had a chance to see it, here it is. So I get home, guys, and there's this, we get a lot of stuff here to the cave. We get a lot of stuff sent to us, and I get I'm an Amazon junkie, and you know what I mean? Like, we just get a lot of stuff sent. So it's not uncommon for us to have packages on the porch. And so I see this package, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't look familiar. I wasn't expecting that. And so I grab it, and it's heavy. This thing weighs like 10 pounds, right? And so I bring it in the house, and my oldest son comes over, and he's like, what is that, Dad? I'm like, I don't know, pal. I go, let's cut it open. So we cut open, and as we're doing that, I see the name on there, and I see that it's from Ron. And so I'm like, oh, well, okay. I wonder what this is. So we cut it open. My son slides it out, and the back of it's facing me, and like his eyes get like saucers.
Oh, nice.
He goes, oh, Dad. And I go, what? And he goes, you're going to freaking love this. And I go, what? And he flips it around, and it's this sign. So let me tell you guys what this is. So it's mounted on the wall now, so it's kind of hard for me to, other than just describe it to you, the weight of this thing. But it's 3 layers of metal, and the bottom layer is painted completely white. Then the second layer is this die-cut Murph's Fan Cave within the shield. And then there's a third layer, which is the skull above it. So it's the Murph's Fan Cave logo in 3 sections stacked on top of each other. So
it's amazing.
The camera doesn't do it justice, but it's got this 3D look to it because it's this die-cut metal.
So cool.
Ron, this thing is so badass, and I'm so proud to display it here, and I'm so thankful to you for sending it to us. And so shout out to Ron. Much respect to Ron. Thank you to his wife's uncle, I believe, has a machine shop, and they're the ones that crafted it.
It's amazing.
I asked him if they wanted a shout out. He's like, no, man, we just wanted to do it as a show of appreciation to you guys for what you do for us. And I know you got plenty of Raider gear, so we wanted to do something that was, that was unique to the fan cave. And so again, we're proud to display it. And Ron, dude, you rock, man.
I almost feel like I need to bang on it with something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not even like it's flexible.
No, it's just like
solid.
it's so
Yeah,
heavy.
it's solid, man. It's like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
It's
It's
great.
crazy. It's crazy. So super, super cool. So thank you very much, Ron, for that. All right. Next up, I want to give respect to kind of a catch-all here, but we were texting back and forth with our buddy Emiliano, the Big Raider trucker, a week or so ago, and he brought up the term "womb to the tomb," which was passed on from his dad to him, and we love that term. And basically, it's the idea that you become a Raider fan, and that's it. You take it with you for life. And, we're always sharing pictures of each other and our shared Raiders experiences of us and our families. Jeff just mentioned his dad. And, Mosh and I are always sharing pictures of our families together, our family together, my boys and whatnot. And then we had another listener send us a picture of himself and his daughter this week. And so let's shout them out, Mosh. So there you go. So there's Coach Davis. He wanted to send a picture of him and his daughter, and we just thought that was so cool. So if you guys got pictures of your family, send them our way, man. We'd be glad to show it off, and he was real nice. Sent us a note.
He did. He said, I just wanted you all to see me and my beautiful daughter. I married her mom while I was still in prison, and this beautiful, beautiful little girl came with her. Man, I love it, man.
That's so cool,
just
man.
Passing it
Much
along,
respect.
man.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So appreciate that. And raise them right, raise them Raiders is what we say around here. You know what I mean? So absolutely. So good stuff there from Coach Davis. We appreciate you. Okay. I got one more respect, and we respect all of our made men and all of our listeners, some that literally go above and beyond the call of duty when they go to work every day, and that's to protect and defend our freedoms, which we are immensely and endlessly grateful for. And so one of those guys is Mojo. He serves in the Navy down there in Southern California in San Diego. And I didn't feature Mojo's call this week as part of the Sea of Fans because I thought I just want to give respect to him for the balance of this call, because right now Raider Nation we are wound up, man. We are all up in our feelings about the freaking team and Gruden and Carr and the record and the road trip and you name it, man. It feels like every year there's something. And so I'm just thankful to Mojo and for what he brought to this call. And so we're going to play this at the top of the show.
What's up, fellas? It's Mojo, San Diego, checking in. I'm sure you got to weed through a lot of voicemail today, guys. I'm sure there's a lot of upset Raider Nation members. I'm sure everybody's calling in, wanting to park the car. A lot of people talking crap about Gruden. And I'll tell you that I fell into that terrible black hole of nonsense on Sunday, too. But here's what I got to say. We're still rebuilding. I know we've been rebuilding since frickin' 2003. But it is what it is. Here's the thing. We're Raider fans, right? If you were a fan of any other team, you'd have to be around all those other stupid looking people wearing, mustard and ketchup uniforms or growling like a panther or nonsense like that. Here's what we need to do, Raider Nation. Hold your head high. Support your freaking team, all right? Support your freaking quarterback. It is what it is, okay? They know way better than we do. If we knew better than them, guess what? We'd be the freaking offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, head coach, okay? So let's chill out on the armchair quarterback crap, all right? And just enjoy the freaking season. Remember what it's like when we're sitting, in July salivating to see some football, okay? Just enjoy the freaking season. That's all I got. Out. Just win, baby.
Hey, Raider Nation. Just want to say hello. This is Pastor Mondo of NationMinistry.net. You're listening to Raider Fan Radio with Uncle Mosh and my brother, Murph. Just win, baby.
Swago. So, I don't want to bring it up. Do you want to bring it up? How'd you do on the bets this week, Murph?
Well, if it weren't for the Raiders, I'd do okay. The only bets I ever lose are when I bet on our team. Every other bet I've made through mybookie.ag has come through. So at the end of a hard week, guys, it's great to sit down, take some time off, and watch some football.
Well, yeah.
Game-winning touchdowns, 2-minute drives, running backs racing down the sidelines with no one to stop them. There's nothing else like the NFL, and there's no better way to make the games even more exciting than to bet on them, and that is the absolute truth. Do the smart thing and go to mybookie.ag. No one gives you more ways to win than they do. MyBookie's got the fastest payouts and better lines than any other sports book. So don't forget, where you're betting is just as important as who you're betting on, and mybookie.ag is the best in the business. It's where I play, and it's where you should too. And look, I wouldn't be telling you guys this if I didn't think they were the best. And it's the truth. And it really is. I've won. Let's see. So last week I hit on who
you were up,
and it was the Ravens that came back. I took the Ravens and the points, and they came back and covered. And so I ended up hitting on that one, but I missed on the Raiders. So this week, and I've been betting Indy big.
Right.
So I've been winning playing Indianapolis. So like this week, I'm like, well, do I play Indianapolis again? They're playing our Raiders. Like, it'd be worth it to me to lose just so the Raiders could win.
Yeah, that's what Pirate 1975 says. Bet against us, Murph, and we're guaranteed to win.
I'm thinking about it. Like, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put money on Indy, give up the points, and then if they win, then I'll have a consolation prize, and then if the Raiders win, then that'll just be awesome. I don't care if it costs me $50.
There you go.
So, anyway, I wouldn't tell you them. I wouldn't tell you about these guys if they weren't the best. That's mybookie.ag. Do the smart thing. If you're going to bet this season, bet with MyBookie. And if you like to win a little or bet a little and win a lot, try a parlay If you do that, all your picks, and they come through, you multiply your winnings, and no matter how you bet, the NFL season is the best time of year. Join MyBookie now, and they will double your first deposit. So if you put in 100, they're going to give you 200. You put in 500, they're going to give you 1,000. All you got to do to activate that is use a promo code CAVE to activate that offer. That's promo code CAVE, C-A-V-E. Visit mybookie.ag today. You play, you win, you get paid.
All right, boys and girls, pay attention. You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an update. That's right. I got some stuff for you. Take out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. Heck, use your pocket knife and carve the info into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway. First off, you need to like us on our fan page on Facebook. That's right. Go to Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Don't forget about the Twitter. You know your old Uncle Mosh, he twits now. That's right. Go to at Raiders Fan Radio. Also, don't forget the Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about our website? That's right, RaidersFanRadio.com. Heck, if you want to, you can even email us, show@RaidersFanRadio.com, or call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Don't forget Murph's Fan Cave on the YouTube, where you can get all the show links like the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz. Find all our stuff on podcast providers like Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play. All right, did I hit the time limit? Good.
So, Swaggo, Uncle Mosh, we are gathered here in the cave to celebrate this thing called Raider Nation, and as of this last Sunday, there wasn't a lot to celebrate.
We're running out of time. My life is running out of lifespan.
Yeah, it is. He's got about 8 years and 12 games left.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this last week's game. So we play the Minnesota Vikings. Gentlemen, give me just we're gonna hear from Coach. We're gonna hear from Carr. We're gonna hear from Tiger Whitehead here in a minute. I want to hear from you guys though. Just general takeaways, Mosh. Give me your top couple here out of the game.
First and foremost, it was a hard game to watch.
It was boring as crap.
It was hard. It was bad enough. I was sitting in your uncomfortable furniture, and the best thing about your furniture is the television. And you got a great TV, but your chairs suck.
That is not true.
Are you going to let me talk, Mikey, or are you going to where are we going with this? So I'm sitting there, my back hurts, my feet stink,
why isn't my furniture's fault your feet stink?
I'm just trying to say there, Hot Rod, settle down. And I'm watching the game, and I'm like, Murph, I got to go with Hardcore Raider, man. It was really hard to be an apologist. I love my Raiders, but that was a bad game. And are we entitled to have a bad game? Well, sure we are. But it was a rough game to watch, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a rough game to watch.
Absolutely. Swaggo, what do you got? Give me a takeaway.
It's hard to decide whether to, put this on Carr. Who do you put this on? There's a lot of
I got 53 off the top of my head.
That's
what I mean?
true. Yeah, but us as Raider Nation, we want to point at somebody. So who is it? And initially looking at the game, you want to blame Carr because he didn't make some good decisions. He threw a really bad interception. But I complained the whole game about the play calling. I just hated the play calling. The little dinky dunky passes and stuff like that. I didn't like it. When you're 3rd and 19, don't dump the ball off. Go yard. That was just my opinion.
Right.
So
right.
It was like Uncle Mosh said. It was just hard to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. It can get frustrating as a fan watching this stuff, and I hear you and everything you guys have said. I'm with you on, and I think that this was to me a revealing of there are greater things in play. That there's a multitude of issues still that we have to address as a team. And while I think in terms of quarterbacking, and I'm going to get into heavily here in a minute about Carr and the quarterbacking, but I've always been a firm believer that the quarterbacks get too much credit when the team wins and they get too much blame when the team loses.
100%.
And so it's real easy to, like Swago said, we all want something to point at. And I think that oftentimes the quarterback can be the path of least resistance because it's the most prominent position in the NFL. So it's real easy to just target that. But I think there's some validity to the criticism. That's is not, I'm often criticized for being the apologist. There's definitely some validity to the criticism of Derek Carr at this point, and I'm not going to shy away from that. We're going to get into that here in a minute. All right, first off, let's listen to Coach Gruden postgame.
We got to get better as a team. We're putting our team together. We're playing a very good team back-to-back weeks. You could say the Chiefs, Vikings, as good a teams as there are in football.
Absolutely.
And in spurts, we hung in there and did some good things. But if we can't convert a fourth down and a half a yard, we fail to make a play in a passing game at the end of the half, which could have been a huge play. And we lose the turnover battle and fall behind. It's not good. Well, they're a good team. They can get there with four guys. They have a lot of pressure and simulated pressure you have to account for, so it's hard to get help a lot of the times. It's a credit to their scheme. They've been at it for a long time. They've been drafting to fulfill needs at this scheme. They're a challenge. I thought the offensive line at times did some good things. Obviously, a couple other times Derek was pressured quickly, and it made it hard. I think the interception, obviously, on a quick pass, something you rarely see from Derek is certainly the pressure. You feel the pressure. But I thought, overall, I thought he did some good things. I got to take a good look at it before I say anything else. No, I think he might have missed a throw or two. There's no question. He's a human being like everybody else. Again, I thought he made a great drive to make it 21-7 on the flea flicker. We get the ball back. We're going in for a touchdown or points. We mishandle the ball on third down. That hurt us, certainly. And we just got to play better. I got to do a lot better job myself.
Well, I'm glad to hear him say that. He's got to do a lot better job himself because I agree. There's a lot of accountability to be passed around and fingers to point at, and I think it starts with the coaching. It starts with the game plan. It definitely goes to Derek Carr. It definitely goes to the defense because we couldn't stop the running game. But in terms of what he had to say there, Mosh, anything stand out to you?
Well, pardon me. There's a couple things. I loved what he said about we played two of the best teams in the NFL back-to-back.
Absolutely.
Not an excuse. Not an excuse because in the chat they said, well, if they knew that we were playing two of the best teams in the NFL, then we should have geared up for that.
Sure.
So that's a fair criticism, and I don't think that Coach would deny that criticism. Okay. The other thing, it wasn't brought up here, but it was brought up in the game. Some of those guys on Minnesota have been playing 5 and 6 years together.
Yeah.
They're a cohesive unit, and it showed.
Yes.
It showed. We've prided ourselves on people aren't going to run against us this year, and they ran the snot out of the ball.
Yeah.
And so, pardon me. I really think that. I think that as he looks at the bigger picture, we have to look at the bigger picture. And it was, I didn't look at it as all coach speak. I think he was honest, and he said, we got outplayed. I do want to take away this one little bit, though, in Carr's defense, and I know we're going to go to him in a second. His passing was a whole lot better in the second half, and that was the one takeaway that you and I noticed, that when in the first half, it was like he was throwing these looping toss-up, anybody can get them kind of balls, and then we saw that glimpse of, man, this guy can
he can wing it when he
wants to. Why he didn't want to the whole night, I don't know. I don't know.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't have the normal apologies, but there was glimpses. There was spots of, we can do it. We're not there. We're not there yet.
So what I saw and like Mosh said in the second half, I really saw glimpses, flashes in the pan, but someone that still really did impress me was Darren Waller. I mean, Darren Waller was, if you find a positive thing to bring out of the game, this guy's reliable. He's a stud, dude. He's a
Yeah,
stud.
absolutely. That's a good point. That's one
So,
silver lining. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to find some positive to pull from that game, and there wasn't a whole lot of it, we saw like 80% of our linebacker core go out. Darren Waller was the silver lining. Yeah, I mean he was a stud. So
Good point. Good point. All right, let's go hear from our much maligned quarterback, Derek Carr.
We got to play better as an offense, for sure. But we were able to move the ball and stuff. We just didn't finish in the red zone. My interception, can't turn the ball over, obviously. That's a given. I just missed a throw. But those things happen. But with this defense, it's very tough to come back once they get a lead because that's what they're built for. Yeah, you know how that goes, right? If it hits their hands, they always say, dude, that's my fault, right? I'm like, well, man, I could have thrown you an easier pass, right?
Yeah, you could have.
We can sit there and do it all. At the end of the day, it was incomplete, right? But it sucks, man, because we're going right into their territory. You go 21-14, and after how we started, right, you get, man, okay, hey, we're back into it, and we're about to get the ball back. That just brings life to the team. So a play like that, Darren and I together will be better. Man, yeah, we're on the road for the next, 3 months. So we're going to do a lot of bonding time, right? We're going to be together as a team, and no one cares. You just got to win games, right? I don't think there's any moment or defining or anything like that. I'm going to fight my tail off like I always do. I'm going to compete my tail off no matter what the score is, whether we're winning, whether we're losing, whether it's tied. I never look into seasons and like this is the theme, or I think that's more for TV. I just play football. Coach calls a play, I go out there and I try and do it my best job, and that's my job. And that's honestly how I leave it. Again, we moved the ball, right? We definitely moved the ball. I said we didn't finish drives, so that's the point right there. We didn't finish our drives, especially the one at the end of the half. That was a big one. That was a big one in the heart. Not getting points there, especially with that was the fourth down, right? We had the third and short, and then we had the one with the 4th and 1, right? That's a couple of drives out there where you sit there and you're like, man, we're moving the ball, right, man? If we can just, and in the first game we got those little first downs, right? And it changed the game. And so we'll take a look at it. Coach will make the corrections, tell us what to do better, and we listen to him. He's our leader.
All right, so there's a lot of I don't know, player talk there. There's a lot of, non-committal answers, which, Derek, you get a lot of, shucks, it's all on me, I've got to be better kind of stuff. I hear a lot less of that than what we're used to, which is good, because I think that when you own everything, you own nothing, so I'm glad to hear that it sounds like there's a little bit more accountability to be spread around, because no, they didn't finish drives, but that absolutely is on him. And as far as those passes, like he talked about, Darren Waller kind of taking it for not catching that one pass. And you and I even said it, Mosh, watching the game. We're like, okay, it hit him in the hands. Yeah, you want him to catch that. But Derek didn't do him any favors. And Derek wasn't doing them many favors with a lot of his passes. And I'm going to get into heavily here in a minute, the offense. But in terms of just execution of the mechanics of throwing a football, we were watching this game in contrast with what was going on in Kansas City. And we were watching that stupid Kermit the Frog throw the football on a rope, throw it downfield, press the defense, throw off of his back foot. And Mosh, you and I were talking about, like, this guy might be the best back foot thrower in the history of the sport. There's such velocity on everything that he does. Derek's got a big arm too. Now, he may not have the total arm of a Patrick Mahomes, but he's still got a big arm. And he does these floating, like we were saying, these little touch dink kind of pass, and it's like, what do you do? Fire that thing in there. You just want him to be more aggressive. I don't know if he's being coached to do that or not, but one way or the other, the optics of it are not good because it leads to interceptions and it's leading to incomplete passes, right?
Yes and no. I think he's got. There's no doubt about it. He's got the talent. There's no doubt about it. He's got the leadership. There's no doubt about it. He's got control of the locker room. I think the team believes in him. I do believe that like some of the guys in the chat were saying, we're a young team.
Sure.
We're this group of guys that we were all so fired up about in the off season are coming together. It doesn't happen overnight. You know, and
tell me about Carr though. Let's stay on topic though. What is this about?
And that's what I'm getting at. Is his leadership and what he's going to have to do, him stepping up is going to have to be there. Maybe I know he's got some ring savvy, and I know he can make audibles and he can change things at the line, but we don't know. We don't know exactly if a lot of those calls were that, float that one out there or what. I don't know.
I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to get into that. So that's good.
Because we saw that different quarterback in the fourth quarter when he's zinging them downfield, right? So he's got the arm strength. It's there.
It's there. That's yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. We don't know what he's being coached to do, and we'll get into the dynamics of the offense. That's a good point, Mosh. Jeff, you got anything on that before we move on to Tyre Whitehead?
Move on.
One game, but it's early in the season too.
This is something you can't just move on past. It's a long road ahead, and if we don't get this corrected, it's going to continue to poke its head up. And we just need to, hold each other accountable, hold ourselves accountable, and making sure that there aren't any people, feeling comfortable after this loss, because there are a lot of things that need to be fixed. And unless we fix them, it's going to be a long season. And we experienced that last year, and I'm not trying to go through the same thing. I know there's a lot of guys on this team that's not trying to go through the same thing, and the only way you fix it is, to just dig deeper. You can't start pointing fingers, and understand that it's a long season, man. We just got to start coming together even tighter, especially being on the road for the next few weeks. When you go on the road, it's no one but you, and you have to understand that. The games that essentially what's going on, what the team what they're going to give you, and we knew exactly what was going on in this game. They were going to feature Cook. They were going to try to get Cousins going some way, some shape or form with boots and everything. We practiced all week is exactly what happened, and we just got to do our job that much better. Full circle all the way around.
One game.
Okay, Mosh. So there, Tyre Whitehead tells us we knew what they were going to do. So they had a sound game plan on defense. Was it the attrition on defense that we're now experiencing with the linebackers being out, Abrams is out, or is it just we running out of talent?
No, I don't think we're running out of talent. I think when you got okay, I'll give you an example. There was a play when we had a pulling guard and Richie Cognito, my boy, totally whiffed on a block. Okay, there was that one, and then there was another one where he double teamed a guy that didn't need to be double teamed, and that was one of Carr's sacks.
Yes,
he's an amazing guy. All right, he's the biggest man in the world, but he also has been gone for the last two games. So I think you add all these little things up, and it comes into a great big disaster. I ain't jumping ship. I ain't ready. I ain't ready. I'm not ready to say, oh, he sucks and blah, 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 blah. Because it when these little things get ironed out, and I promise you they're working on them, when these little things get ironed out, we're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Swaggo, what do you got? Anything on defense?
So to add to Mosh's point there, Incognito's missed 2 games, but he also missed the year prior. So this guy might have just a little bit of rust on him.
You got. Let's talk about defense, guys.
Okay,
So let's just hear from Tyre Whitehead. Let's talk about the defense.
Okay, well, defense. The defense was just tired. They were wore out. They were wore out.
That's a good point.
When your offense is going 3 and out, and then Minnesota's coming on 12-play drives, it just wears the defense out, and they don't have any time to catch their breath and kind of chill for a second. You got to have this offense. The offense has to put together a drive, even if you don't get points. You got to put together a drive to give the defense
a drive.
Yeah, you got to have a sustained drive to let the defense, catch their breath before they got to go back out there and do it again.
Absolutely, that's a good point. And and I think that when you couple the defense getting worn out with the injuries, I mean, it just it wore us down. I mean, we played pretty good against the run this year, and you heard it right there from Whitehead. He said he knew what they were going to do, and they just failed to execute. So we need better effing execution, John Gruden, right? One of the things that popped up in the chat there, I saw, I think it was Q Dog there, said we want 2016 Carr back, and I don't want to go completely revisit all this over again, but something interesting, Aaron. Keep this stuff in mind, man. I know that we're early on in the season. Carr got sacked how many times in 2016, Jeff? Remember we saw that?
16 times.
16 times for the entirety of the 2016 season. And how many times has he been sacked already this year?
7.
There you go. I mean, come on, got to remember that, man. Look, he didn't get touched in the first game. So that's 7 sacks in 2 games.
In 2 games.
This is a guy that's already had major injuries. Like, you want to say he's got happy feet or whatever. That's fine. But if you protect him, he doesn't get happy feet. So, again, not an apology for him. And I'm getting ready to go in on Carr here in just a second anyways. But let's get off the Minnesota game. We're not going to do stats. We're not going to do any of that crap. This was not a joy to watch. It was disappointing, although I think if we're really honest with ourselves, as Mosh said earlier, this is one of the best or better teams in football. So, not a total shocker there. What you got, Mosh? I love it when you do that.
And now for something completely different.
Yes.
Nice.
Guess who's here?
Who's here?
Vladimir Mankovic from Serbia.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
And Peyote Dreams from Berlin.
Wow.
We are hitting the
Right
airwaves.
on.
We are worldwide.
Thanks,
Love
guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Love that you're in the chat. I know it's late over there, but
yeah.
Welcome.
Nice, Mosh. Good call, man. Appreciate you. Absolutely. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right. Mosh, we're resurrecting some segments tonight.
All right.
We're going into the Writers Fan Radio archive and busting out some segments. So I think we only did this 1 or 2 times before last season.
Right.
But,
we talked about some defensive things.
Well, tonight we're going to talk about some offensive things.
Hello, boys and girls. Thanks for joining me here today as your old Uncle Mosh takes us to class. Most of you have heard the phrases Hail Mary, shotgun, or onside kick, but have you ever wondered what the heck a Mike, Sam, or Will linebacker did? Do the phrases run and shoot, bull rush, and nickel dime packages make you want to go pooch punt the Wildcat? Well, you're in luck. My little nephew Murph has a new flea flicker of a segment called Murph Fundamentals, where I ask him a question and he tries to teach this old dog some new tricks. Murph. I was born out there. I was born on the West Coast. I was born in San Jose, California. Yes. I was there till I was 18 and went in the service. Murph.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you. What's the West Coast offense? I always thought it was me on a date. But
no, that's the West Coast offense.
That was a West Coast offensive. Ever tell you about the time I had the date with the girl, the 21-year-old? I was 17.
No.
And I gave her a bloody nose. I thought,
no.
She invited me in, right? I'm like, all right. I hit the promised land, right? And I'm on her doorstep, and she's like, let me get my key. And she's like looking up at me. And I go in for the kiss, and I hit her right in the nose with the bill of my hat. And she starts bleeding. And I'm like, and she's like, got her hand hold up to her nose, right? She's gushing blood. And I'm like, where's your keys? And she's like, it doesn't matter where my keys are. See ya. Oh, yeah. Those were the days.
Awesome.
That was West Coast offensive.
That was the West Coast
But
offensive.
I need to know, what's West Coast
All
offense?
right, so the West Coast offense. Let's talk a little bit about the West Coast offense. And the reason that I wanted to bring up the West Coast offense and do it on more fundamentals tonight on Raiders Fan Radio is this. I think, Raider Nation, the more we understand what the West Coast offense is, the better we'll be able to cope with our Sundays this season, okay? So let's consider this. So the West Coast offense is a style of offense that's run by John Gruden. So I'll give you a quick little origin of it. It actually started, no surprise, on the West Coast. And actually, the original West Coast offense was, and the reason they don't call it the San Francisco offense is that because originally it was run in San Diego by Eric Coryell and by the Raiders. There's a reason that Daryl LaMonica has the nickname the Mad Bomber, and there was Warren Wells, and there was, of course, Cliff Branch, and the Raiders were just go deep, baby, right? Just ask Kenny Stabler. So those types of offenses, those push it down the field, stretch the field, attack deep, that was what the West Coast offense was. Well, there was a writer that misinterpreted what the West Coast offense was and applied that term to Bill Walsh's 49ers.
Nice. So it was a mistake.
It was a mistake. So now the West Coast offense, as we know it, is Bill Walsh's offense that he ran successfully for the San Francisco 49ers. He developed it originally when he was an offensive assistant with the Bengals, brought it to the Niners, and subsequently won 4 Super Bowls, and then tag it with another 5th because George Seifert ran a version of Bill Walsh's offense in the 90s. All right,
but how does that affect us?
That affects us because John Gruden is in the coaching tree of Bill Walsh. Bill Walsh had an offensive assistant named Paul Hackett, John Gruden, and Mike Holmgren, and Mike McCarthy, and these guys trickled down from that coaching tree. So essentially what we have with the Raiders and the West Coast offense is the same offense that you saw the Niners run in the 80s and 90s, what the Packers ran in the late 90s, what the Packers ran in the earlier part of this decade, or at least in the heyday of Aaron Rodgers and McCarthy and all them. That's what this offense is. So what is the West Coast offense? Well, before the West Coast offense came into existence, the conventional wisdom of the NFL was run first to set up the pass. You want to get your defenders to commit to the line of scrimmage so then you could then take advantage of them making mistakes and stretch the field and press them for big chunk gains downfield. All right? So then the West Coast offense flipped that, and the idea was let's instead spread them out, get people away from where the ball is, then we can generate running lanes there to then from there go for big gains down the field. So it's basically a pass to set up the run to set up a deeper pass, okay? So as we're spreading everybody out, the reason that we're throwing dink and donkey type passes is because that's what the West Coast offense tells us to do. It tells us to throw high percentage, short distance passes to get the defenders out and away and spread out across the field. That's what this thing does. Okay, so again, no surprise that John Gruden has built this offense. So I want you to think back, Raider Nation. I want you to think back on those teams. I want you to think back all those Niner teams. Jerry Rice wasn't catching 40-yard bombs downfield from Joe Montana. He was catching 7-yard slants, and then he was taking off for 60 yards because he was making people miss. That's what the Raiders offense now is designed to do. It's designed to give Derek Carr 1 or 2 checks, and if they're not there, you then go for the high percentage gain, okay? That's what he's told to do. Each receiver in the West Coast offense has a numerous amount of options in terms of route running. Each receiver might have like 3 different routes they could run. So if you're to my right, if you're the Z receiver, okay, and your route is a 9 route, which is a straight line route, okay? And that's your call out of the huddle is to run that line, okay? But we have audibles. I have the ability to look over at you and go, J-Lo, J-Lo, J-Lo. And that tells you to run the slant, okay? And maybe, Jeff, I tell you, run the Ariana, and that's a hitch. So you got really 3 different routes you can run on that play. You can run deep, you can run the slant, or you can run the hitch. Well, I see that the cornerback is playing off coverage off of you, Mosh. And so I know that you're not going to stretch the field because that's Xavier Rhodes over there. You know he's good. There ain't no way you're going to do that. So what am I going to tell you instead? I'm going to tell you to run the hitch. So I'm going to tell you Ariana. But maybe you forgot. Maybe you thought J-Lo was, or you thought Ariana was the slant. So instead, you run the slant. I throw the pass over there. What happens to Xavier Rhodes? He crashes down, picks off the ball, and it looks like I've completely missed you. Everybody goes, Derek Carr sucks. No, he doesn't. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and there was a miscommunication between him and the receiver.
And that goes back to what you have when you have a young team.
Absolutely. Yep. Look, Raider Nation, I'm not going to make apologies for Derek Carr, but there is a certain thing that we have to understand. There's a strict offense. Derek Carr is a company man. He's going to do exactly what John Gruden tells him to do, and he's not going to push back. You know what happens when you push back? You get Brett Favre getting in fights with Mike Holmgren. You get Aaron Rodgers getting in fights with Mike McCarthy. Where's Mike McCarthy now? Gone. Why? Because he didn't get along with Aaron Rodgers. Derek Carr's not that guy. He's not Rich Gannon that's going to challenge John Gruden. He's going to do exactly what John Gruden tells him to do. And here's the last thing I'm going to say on this, if you can believe it or not. last thing I'm going to say on this is that if Derek Carr is not the guy to run John Gruden's version of the West Coast offense, then get rid of him. Then let's move on to somebody else. If you want Case Keenum, then go get Case Keenum. But at a certain point, we've either got to let Derek Carr breathe a little bit in this offense and let him be a little bit more of the gunslinger, let him be a little bit more of the Brett Favre that he idolizes and the reason that he wears number 4. You either got to make that compromise, John Gruden, or you've got to move on to somebody else because Derek Carr is going to be gone long before John Gruden will. Derek Carr will be gone long before. That's the truth of it, right? So that's what the West Coast offense is. That's where it came from. That's what we are in the middle of today. And the Raiders have a decision to make. And I'm done. Please, somebody else take the mic.
How about we just do this to you, Murph?
Will you stifle yourself?
Perfect.
No, good. Hey, I love it. I love it. These people are professionals. They're not gonna be perfect every week. They're gonna have issues. We got issues. We can, as professionals, fix those issues or not. So, but I love the breakdown. Good job on the Murph fundamentals.
On the Murph fundamentals. So here, and I won't soapbox it, but I will say one last thing. The cars need to slow down. David Carr, Darren Carr, Roger Carr, anybody named Carr on social media, this whole idea of attacking the people that are criticizing Derek, look, man, it's not a good look. Derek Carr deserves all the criticism he's getting. While I'm willing to understand what's happening, he's still losing football games. He's still throwing picks in the end zone. He still looks bad on these passes. Like, the optics of it are not good. So don't try to explain it away, David. Just eat it.
Accept it.
Accept it.
And there's a lot of that in the chat saying, hey, we got to accept what we are. We're a young team. We're in a rebuilding phase. Everybody wanted to throw all of us under the bus last year because it was our first year, but it takes 3. It takes 3 years to rebuild, guys.
Yep.
We can't forget that.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
I don't know. We'll find out when we go. Where are we playing this week? Ooh, right up the road.
Indianapolis.
Are we going?
Uh-huh.
Nah, we can't go.
I'm not
I got
going.
stuff to do.
Yeah.
You got anything, Swaggo?
Yeah, so Pirate 1975 has a good point. If not Derek Carr, who? You know?
Not Peterman.
Justin Herbert out of Oregon. I mean, we're not going to get Tua Tagovailoa. I don't think he's the guy anyways to fit that offense. But look, there's like 5 good quarterbacks coming out in this year's draft, and we got 2 first-round draft picks. And I'm a Carr guy. I don't want to see him go.
Oh, I love Carr.
But seriously, but like I've said about every other player, I am a Raider fan before I'm a fan of a player. And if Derek Carr's not the guy, well then I'm going to be okay with that. But we've got to make a decision. We've got to do something with it because look, this isn't working, and it's not been working for a very, very long time. Do we want to get into the FFCA, Gruden on Carr?
Why not?
Okay, so I found something that's interesting. I dug up some old audio here. This is what, and I want to hear from you guys on this. I won't even tell you what my take is. I'll just tell you this. If this is what Gruden still thinks of Derek Carr, is he, Mosh, potentially misapplied in this offense?
What impresses me the most about Carr is the way he throws the ball and the way he passes it with accuracy, touch, timing. He can throw the rock. So you're going to have 2 balls. I'm going to have you hit that target, 18 yards deep, right down the inside edge of the pro numbers.
Yep.
Then you hit that one. Well, there's a lot of talk out there about the big 3 in this draft. Bridgewater, Bortles, Manziel, for good reason. Not a lot of people talking about the 5th-year senior Derek Carr out of Fresno. I don't understand it. Jesus Christ, man, that's really good. I think he has as good an arm talent as I've seen in the last couple of years. I'll bet you $100 you can't hit that target again. He's got 6'3" size, 220 pounds, runs just over 4'6". Incredible production.
Who is this guy? It's so crazy.
I'm not concerned about him going in the first round. I think you could make a case for him going number 1 overall. He's got that kind of arm talent.
Wow.
So that's before Derek Carr was drafted by the Raiders, long before John Gruden became our coach. That was his assessment of that player coming out of college. Does that sound like a guy that you want to plug in and have run a dink and dunk West Coast offense?
You know, a lot of these teams that are successful, including the ketchup and mustard folks over there, they have talent over there, and they utilize that talent. You know, you see a guy like Derek Carr, he's talented. So, I mean, let him be talented in the things that he's talented at.
You know who else came from the Bill Walsh coaching tree that runs the West Coast offense, Jeff?
Who's that?
Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Does their offense look like our offense?
Absolutely not.
No, but it's because you're right. They're taking the things that their players can do well, and they're adjusting to their game.
Yes.
It's what Bill Belichick has been doing for, 20 freaking years.
Yeah.
Like, everybody says Tom Brady's the best system quarterback ever. Well, the system is not a system. That's the system.
Yes.
I think I just went into a black hole right there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there is no system.
No.
Like, they change literally game to game.
Every game.
Every freaking game. So, if you don't have the ability to flex between what talent you have, then the Raiders are going to continue to struggle. So anyways, I think this is a little bit on everybody. Gosh, I don't know. Do we beat that one up enough, Mosh?
Yeah, we beat it up a little. Running Bear says Carr has a talent, but it's the talent around him that's in. I think that there's some validity to that, but it's also a matter of getting all that talent on the same page. It's why all-star games are boring.
Yep.
You got to work together.
You got to utilize the talent that you have.
Yep, and we'll see it get better. Hey, we're gonna go into Indy. We're gonna revenge a broken leg.
Well, yeah.
Nice.
100% yes.
Good call, Mosh. I love that. Good call. Good call. All right, let's hit the button and then talk about the greatest plays in NFL history.
Hey, what's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
You're listening to Murph and Mosh on Raiders Fan Radio. Yes!
All right, Uncle Mosh. So something cool this week. We love the legacy of our football team. And we love to talk about it. We love to study it. We love to celebrate it. And so many Hall of Famers, so many championships. Unfortunately, it's been a little while since we had such a good run of talent and significance to our team. But, man, once upon a time, man, this team hit on a lot of cylinders awful often. And so the NFL, to celebrate their 100th anniversary, released the 100 greatest plays in NFL history. And, Mosh, we had 8 of the 100 greatest plays in NFL history, and 7 of them were in the top 30.
That's crazy. That's so cool.
It's so cool.
And so we had 8. So we had almost 10% of the and there was 31 other teams.
Yeah.
And if they all had almost 10%, that's 310%. I just did math, and it's not. It's only 100%, and there's only 90 available because we had almost 10 of it.
I 110% agree, and we had 25% of the top 30.
We did math while Swaggy was gone.
I'm telling you, that's I almost had to take off my shoes so I could add all that stuff up. But all right, so I'm going to give you guys.
All right.
And y'all in the chat play along. If you know it, then don't shout it out because you have the luxury.
Because we don't know the list.
You guys don't know the list.
No.
We saved it so we can play. So y'all don't shout out in the chat because you have the luxury of the internet at your disposal. All right, so we had 8 of the plays. So starting at number, well, I'm not going to tell you what number. Well, it went from 61, 29, 26, 25, 18, 17, 14, 1.
All right.
All right, so you guys put them in the order for where you think they go.
All right.
All right, so in no particular order. Ghost to the post. Bo Jackson on Monday Night Football, running through the tunnel. The Holy Roller. Old Man Willie. The Immaculate Deception. Marcus Allen running with the Knight. Vinatieri ties the game in New England for the tuck rule. And the Sea of Hands. put them in the order. Something I thought was funny about this.
Say them again.
Okay. Old Man Willie. There's no particular order again. Old Man Willie, Holy Roller, Vinatieri kicking the tying field goal, Bo Jackson, Ghost of the Post, Sea of Hands, Immaculate Deception, Marcus Allen running with the night. So something that's fun while you guys are putting them in your order, something that's fun, Raider Nation, that I realized when I was going through this list, the only game that happened in either the Oakland or LA Coliseum was the Holy Roller. No, it wasn't the Holy Roller. Sea of Hands game. Sea of Hands, the not championship, but AFL divisional game, AFC divisional game against the Dolphins. That was on December 21st, 1974. That was in the Oakland Coliseum. All of the rest of these, Old Man Willie was in the Super Bowl. I believe that was in Pasadena in the Rose Bowl. Ghost of the Post was at old Baltimore Memorial Coliseum. The Holy Roller was in San Diego at old Jack Murphy Stadium. Bo Jackson running to the tunnel was in Seattle in the Superdome. Vinatieri tying the Raiders was in old Foxborough Stadium. Marcus Allen was at Tampa at the Big Sombrero in the Super Bowl. And then the Immaculate Deception was, of course, at the old Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, the frozen block of urine. Okay, guys, who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay, Mosh, what do you got?
Okay, so you want me to go in reverse order?
Yes, go in reverse order. What do you think?
All right,
is 61?
I'm going to say that they're going to give 61 Ghost to the Post.
Interesting. You want me to tell you as we're going, or you want to give me your whole list first?
No.
Give both of our lists, and then we'll see who's better.
I got you.
You can just tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay. Well, no, I won't say your.
Okay. All right. Old Man Willie, number 29.
Okay.
Holy Roller, number 26. Vinatieri, number 25. Bo Jackson, number 18. Sea of Hands, number 17. Marcus Allen, number 14. And the Immaculate Deception, number 1.
All right. Good job, Mosh. All right, Jeff, go ahead and give me yours.
All right. Let's go with, I'm going to go with, for 61, I'm going to go with Willie.
Okay.
29, let's go Ghost to the Post. 26, Holy Roller. Then 25, Sea of Hands. 18, that terrible Vinatieri with the kick. 17, Bo Jackson running with running into the tunnel. 14, Marcus Allen running with the night. And number 1, the Immaculate Deception.
Did you cheat, Jeff?
I did not.
All right. He beat you by just a couple there, Mosh, but you both did very, very good. You, Mosh, you swept the top 3. You smoked that.
Okay.
Okay. Swaggo swept the bottom end of it. So number 61, Old Man Willie.
Hey.
Line up now, and he looks and throws. Intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. He's going all the way. Old Man Willie. Touchdown Raiders.
All right. Good stuff there from Bill King. Of course, that is Super Bowl 11, played on January 9th, 1977. Good job there, Swaggo. You got that one. All right. Number 29. As I mentioned, Jeff swept the bottom, so we'll go to Baltimore Memorial Coliseum on Christmas Eve of 1977 and listen to the Ghost to the Post.
Vanazak replaces Van Egan in the Raider backfield with information from the sideline. So it's Vanazak and Davis. Branch is wide left, Biletnikoff wide right, Stabler back to throw. He sets the minor receiver. Takes another look, lobs it upfield. Here is Casper. He's got it at the Baltimore 15-yard line. Nelson Muncy made the tackle. Well, you were asking whether or not he could throw it deep. He hung it up in the air, and Casper ran under it.
That's so good.
Nice.
And you know what's cool about that, and I don't know how well you remember that game, Mosh, but Casper caught, it was a double overtime game, and he caught the game-winning touchdown also, which is so cool. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, Ghost killed it in that game. Of course, Stabler did as well. All right, number 26. You both got this one. This is, we have this in the opener of our show.
Yep.
This is the Holy Roller.
The crowd takes up a chant of defense. Robisky and Banaszak are the backs. Slot right, Branch inside. Bradshaw, Stabler back. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can't. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. Casper grabbing the ball. It is ruled a fumble. Casper has recovered in the end zone. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does.
Nice.
There's nothing real in the world anymore. The Raiders won the football game. The Chargers are standing, looking at each other. They don't believe it. Nobody believes it. I don't know if the Raiders believe it. It's not real. 52,000 people minus a few lonely Raider fans are stunned. A man would be a fool to ever try and write a drama and make you believe it. This one will be relived forever.
Oh my gosh, I get chills listening to Bill King, man. The all-time greatest. All right, so there's the Holy Roller. Good job there, guys. All right, here's the only one that both of you whiffed on, and that's Bo Jackson running into the tunnel on Monday Night Football.
Oh, I had him at 18.
Yeah, you were
Bo
close.
Jackson to the 20 and out in front, and only one man to beat, and Easley can't run him down. He had the angle, but there goes Bo, and nobody catches Bo. Touchdown.
Play from the 9-yard line, 3rd and 6. You'll see Dean Miraldi, the center, pull out of there. Steve Wright, the right tackle, but, I mean, it's over right there. Kenny Easley has the angle, and it's like little kids chasing a grown man.
Was that 18 or 17?
That was 25.
25?
That was 25.
That's too low.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. So
too
that
low.
was November 30th, 1987, as I mentioned, in the Seattle Superdome. All right, then Vinatieri kicked something, whatever that happened. That was number 18. That happened, I don't know, 2002.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. All right, so then number 17, Mosh, you got this one. This is where you swept the top 3. Mosh gets to see if hands correct. This is, again, the only one that happened in Oakland. This is AFC Divisional Playoff game against the Miami Dolphins on December 21st, 1974.
That's a pass, Joe Stabler. Looking. He runs. He's at the 15. He throws. It is a touchdown Raiders. Touchdown Raiders.
All right, there it is. That was the fun little story, or the footnote to that one. Clarence Davis had terrible hands. Like, he was notorious for not being able to catch anything, and yet he wrestles that pass away. Pretty good. All right, so then we get to number 14. You both hit this one on the nose, and this is Marcus Allen running with the night. Yeah, that's a good idea, Mosh. I'll give them to you. I won't tell you what they are. What the
just
heck
happened?
I don't know. Something funky happened there. Oh, I don't have the audio on that one. Oh, well. Huh.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. That recorded
That was
somewhere.
from, like, weeks ago.
That sounded like it was from, like, 20 minutes ago.
I don't know. That was weird. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Okay. But anyways.
But if you listen to Tales from the Nation, you can catch that.
All right. Okay, here we go. Then we got, so you got Marcus Allen running with the night, and then you both hit this one. Okay, this is funny. I'm going to switch over to Mosh's camera. This is Immaculate Deception. Okay? Look down the barrel of the camera, because I'm gonna tell you something right here. Immaculate Deception, which is your all-time hated game against your all-time hated team. Do you know what the date was?
It was my birthday.
Sure was. 12/23/72.
Oh, no.
I didn't realize that when I was putting this together. I didn't realize this was your 14th birthday.
Yeah.
No wonder you hate them so much.
Yeah.
They ruined your birthday.
It was a hell of a present. I'm still pissed off about it.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you want to hear it?
No.
Okay, we won't play it. Okay,
No, we don't want to hear that.
No, we won't hear it. We won't play it. All right.
But this sounds like a list of Tales from the Nation.
I know, right? Like,
I mean, besides number 1 and number 18, and even number 18 we'll probably talk about at some point.
Yeah.
But
there's our show schedule, right?
That's
there
our
for
show
Tales from the-
schedule. Yeah.
I did not know it was on your birthday. That's crazy.
Sorry, man.
Me. Oh, I know. Thank you. Yeah. No, I knew.
All right, hit a button. Let's talk about Indy.
Yeah, that was terrible. Hey, that was a really good segment, Murph.
I'm sorry.
Next time you come up with something like that.
Will you stifle
I'm
yourself?
sorry. Next time we'll go in reverse order, okay? Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, let's hear from one of my heroes.
Okay.
Nobody enjoyed a good Donnybrook more than sixth-year linebacker Phil Villapiano.
This is Phil Villapiano, and you're listening to Raiders Fan Radio.
All right, Phil. We know that Franco caught that thing off the turf, buddy. We're with you. Okay, so something funny that we did last year, we started playing in reference when it started getting ugly. When it started...
And now for something completely different.
Nice.
This has been a downer of a show.
Oh, gosh, I know, huh?
Spice it up a little bit,
It
Murph.
really has. The chat is on.
Spice it up.
The chat is just. I've seen a little hate.
Towards us?
No, not towards us. Towards the team.
Oh, towards the team.
No,
That's okay.
nobody towards. I haven't even hit the dislike button yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, look, here's what I would tell you, Raider Nation. This is our message to you. This is our public service announcement from your buddies here at Raiders Fan Radio.
Right now.
Just remember, on Sunday, Monday, the occasional Thursday, you get together with your family. We started the show off with family. You get together with your friends. You enjoy food. You enjoy frosty adult beverages. You enjoy the camaraderie of being members of Raider Nation. Win, lose, or tie, it's Raiders till you die. So at the end of the day, Dennis Allen, where's my red Sharpie? At the end of the day, Mosh, it just doesn't matter what the team does.
It doesn't matter.
Sure, they're terrific athletes, but it doesn't matter. Do you know that they use the most sophisticated training methods from the Soviet Union, East and West Germany, and the newest Olympic power, Trinidad and Tobago? But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I tell you, it just doesn't matter. 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 Even if we play so far over our heads that our noses bleed for a week to 10 days, even if God in heaven above comes down and points his hand at our side of the field, even if every man, woman, and child held hands together and prayed for us to win, it just wouldn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
It doesn't
if we win or we lose. It just doesn't matter. 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 It just
Knock on wood if you're with me. All right, let's go to another segment.
Chucktown Raider says, I didn't know Bill Murray was a Raiders fan.
Keep it in perspective, Raider Nation. It's been a rough year. It might still be a rough year. Just love on your family, and it's football season. Enjoy that.
Hey, guess what? Let's do another one. Let's do another old school. Go another little old school.
Let's go another old school. All right, so we used to do also a segment around here called Raiders and Pop Culture, and this week, after Raiders fans realized it just doesn't matter, it's been rough, someone posted up a clip of an old TV show, Mad TV. I'd never seen this before, and this is fantastic. So credit Mad TV. This goes back to 2009. Actor Johnny Sanchez has a recurring character on Mad TV named Little Joker. And Little Joker is a fan of a certain football team, and this is what he had to say in an interview.
This is no joke. These are serious times, and people are seriously concerned about this nation entering into a depression.
All right, you're right, eh? But you know what?
What?
I think our nation is already in a depression, eh?
Okay, you do, and why is that?
Raider Nation, eh? It's depressing. We can't even win the game anymore, man. Can't take it, right? Raiders, Ray, come on, you know that's funny. Hey, look at her. She's trying to hold it. Hey, check her out. Trying to be all professional and stuff like that. Hey, come on, let it out. Hey.
Oh my God, that's the best.
So funny. Isn't
love
that
it.
great? That was great. Yeah, so credit to Mad TV, man. That's good stuff there, and we love to feature our Raiders of pop culture. All right, we got to get moving here.
Who sent you that?
Somebody, Bandito was the Twitter name. I don't remember what his handle was, but it was just scrolling through my timeline like somebody retweeted it or something.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was really, really funny. Yeah, so good stuff.
That was great.
Oh, hey, wait, before you hit that. Oh, no, never mind. I'm out of order. You go. My bad. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you thought this was 17. It's 18.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Looking, he's under the gun. He's caught, he's thrown. It is.
All right, so if you want to contact us here at Raiders Fan Radio, there are a multitude ways to do so. Most importantly, you can call us at 909-345-3346. Leave us a voicemail, and if we play your message 3 times here on the Sea of Fans, you become what we refer to as a made man or a made woman. Or you can email the show. That is show@RaidersFanRadio.com. Send us an email, and we will be glad to read your emails here on the show. So we got emails this week. Let's go to the Western Annex of the Southern. No, God, I always mess that up. The Southern Annex of the Western Annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk, and hear first from Swag Jeff.
I'd like to address something that is bugging me greatly. The hat rack most fans are using called 2016 to blame our current staff. I'd like all you guys to remind or take a trip down memory lane on that season and remind the viewing audience that we were not an elite team then. Yeah, go look at the strength of schedule. AFC South? Did we beat the Chiefs? Did we even beat the Super Bowl losers? So take away that season, and what do we have? 15 plus years of losing. Carr and Gruden are trying to make a crippled team walk tall again. They are trying to build a perennial winner. Who wants a one-season wonder? It's going to take time, and more losses will follow. This year's schedule is brutal, not to mention the travel. A few bullet points before I go. 1, I ask that all impatient fair-weather fans when the last time we laid a beat down on the Patriots. How did we fare in Mexico under Del Rio in our Tuck Rule revenge game? How long has it taken the Kool-Aid Man to build the Chiefs? If you can't compete in the playoffs, why go? And don't become an elite team in 1 or 2 seasons. It takes time, patience, and alcohol to be a Raider fan. I, too, want to be elite. I'm going to pull my hair out, complain, cry, and break a few remotes with the nation as well. But when Tuesday comes around, I have more faith in the newest regime than I have had in a long time. And when efforts fade, my story will change, but I do see commitment from Carr and Gruden right now, and I will ride this out no matter how bumpy it gets. Patience, Raider Nation. We'll get there. Pirate 1975.
Hey, nice to hear from Pirate 1975. He's there in the chat, along with Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Running Bear, Chucktown Raider, Ron the Mater Raider, of course, Joe Duran, Sugar Shane, Chucktown Raider, did I say that yet? Callie Zed is in there. Crossbones is in there. Appreciate all of you joining us in the chat.
Wait. You forgot Vladimir.
Oh, yes.
Marikovic from Serbia and Peyote Dreams from Berlin.
That's really cool.
My guys.
Yeah, that's your guys. You got guys.
I got guys.
You got guys.
I got another guy. His name's Randy Hansen.
Let's hear. Oh, Coach Randy Hansen.
Coach Randy Hansen. Today's game is a blessing in disguise. I just watched it again. The defense made some early season fundamental errors that are easily correctable. It's tough to execute on offense where you fall behind 21-0, unless you have a snake sobering up. Yet, the Raiders flashed glimpses of greatness. Carr made some great throws and one bad one. Let's be happy that we have him. The most important thing I saw as I watched for a second time is that the Raiders played hard the entire game. This game was necessary, and it will help us win 2 extra games this season. All in caps, this game was a blessing in disguise. The Raiders are lurking in weeds, and no one will be able to stop Silver and Black when they finally attack. The Raiders won't even be able to stop themselves because they will be the Raiders again, and no game will end until the silver and black wins. When it happens, everyone will know, and there will be hell to pay for whoever stands in our way. Take a on the hood of your neighbor's car if you are with me.
Nice.
Nice job, Coach. Always good to hear from Coach Hansen and his social media feeds there. Good stuff
know,
there.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got another one, Swaggy, or is it me?
That's you, man.
All right, good
It's
evening,
all you.
guys. Hope all is well. So the optimism we've had for this season has taken another bruising at the Vikings. I still have faith in things at present, but games like Sunday really test the patience. Thank goodness for the podcast. Otherwise, I'd still be sitting in the corner of the room, rocking backwards and forwards, hugging my knees. We found ourselves in a hole of our own making early on and never recovered against a very good, balanced Vikings team. Thank goodness for Darren Waller, amen, who continues to shine. Another great effort for him. Injuries are tearing us up at the minute, which affects some play calling and exposes us in key areas. But we can't use that as an excuse. I've never been a DC critic, and I don't want to start, but I'm getting concerned in what could be a make or break season for him. Some of the mistakes he's making shouldn't be happening to a player of his experience. Sunday, he wasn't seeing the whole field at times. He looked like the nervous DC of last season, especially with the INT he threw. He looked tight and uncomfortable and seemed to be overthinking things too much. Are there too many audibles? Is he confusing things by taking too much time when we need to build a rhythm? Are the coaches the ones confusing things? We know what DC can do. We know that the question is, does he restrict himself or is he being restricted? Coach Gruden needs to look at some of the play calling. When we beat the Donkeys, we played with expression and freedom. Admittedly against a pile of crap, but we did it nevertheless. The Chiefs and Vikings are a different proposition. But if you surrender an early 21-point lead, you have to rethink the strategy to try to get some kind of result. But the play calling was largely repetitive dink and dunk stuff that the Vikings were happy for us to play while they waited for another mistake. It's really frustrating, guys. A lot of teams will struggle against the Vikings, but it would have been nice had we made it hard for them. Too many self-imposed limitations. There's a quote in Snake by Mike Freeman. Jim Murray of the LA Times writing ahead of the Super Bowl 11. The Vikings play football like a guy laying carpet. The Raiders play like a guy jumping through a skylight with a machine gun. If only we'd seen more of that on Sunday. The quote is on page 143, so I guess it's perfect for tonight's show.
Oh, nice.
After all, whoa, that's good, Swaggo.
Good.
After all of that, and to round off this weekend, I see the NFL Top 100 Plays has ranked Immaculate Deception as number 1. Give me strength. Marcus Allen comes in at 14. The Sea of Hands is at 17. And all opinion, I suppose, but why am I not surprised that the number 1 play is against the Raiders? If we have enough fit players, we need to go after the Colts on Sunday. Take the initiative and play with more freedom. As I write, we've picked up Dakota Allen and put Markel Lee on IR. I guess there may be more to come. 2-2 will help us get over last week in a hurry, so keep the faith, nation, and cross everything in hope. Thanks, as always, for your hard work. It's always appreciated. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, Paul Egerton from Shropshire, Mississippi, Paulie Award winner 2019, Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, one-time winner of the Raiders Fan Sizzler Award.
Nice job.
Great email,
Love it.
Paul.
Great
Love it,
email.
love it, love it.
Absolutely. Good stuff there from Paul and over there in the UK. All right, so that's our emails for tonight. And then, as we mentioned, you can call the show and become a made man or a made woman. And every crew needs a capo. He is Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider, and we always kick it off with him.
Greetings, Don Murph, Consigliere Mosh, Boss Sonny, Lil Murph, Swag Jeff, Sergeant Arms, Big Raider Trucker Nation. It's your capo, Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider, coming to you from the great state of Texas. Well, our Raiders, they've hit rock bottom and started to dig to start the season to Minnesota, of course. I've got to thank the league for scheduling us for the early game, even though there were two East Coast teams playing in the late time slot, but, I guess they didn't want to compete with another team in the Bay, but I'll get to that in a minute. The losers for the game, obviously, John Gruden. I mean, honestly, let's stop and think about that. The team has come out on fire 2 weeks in a row, and then we come out dead, a stinker. I mean, we go out there and let the other team go up 21-0 to start the game, and then we don't really get anything consistently going until garbage time. I mean, I appreciate the flea flicker and everything like that, but goodness, you know, the Raiders have been outscored 62-7 in the past 7 quarters of football. I got to put that on you, Chucky, but I'm not as hard as the big Raider trucker on you. I still got faith. I mean, we're going to be together for 6 to 8 years. Derek Carr, I mean, goodness. We go down 21-0, and then once again, I mean, the Carr's engine doesn't even get started in order to begin the game. So, I mean, the bottom line is we go as Carr goes, and, you know, he's just simply got to do better. I mean, I want the Carr that I saw in Hard Knocks. So let's see if we can get that guy back in business. Raider, the defensive line, I mean, we've talked about the ends. I mean, we really got gashed. I mean, you know, they didn't sack Kirk Cousins a single time. I mean, I think they only touched him once. And Arden Key, he almost got a stat, but not one that we wanted this week, where he got flagged for 15 yards for a late hit on that guy. They also allowed the Vikings running backs to run for 6.3 yards per carry. Even Kirk Cousins got 4 yards per carry. Now, getting back to the television ratings in the Bay Area, I think that's why we got the early time slot, so the Niners Steelers could be shown in prime time or damn near for the late game with a 16.68 market share. That's just ridiculous. I mean, you know, the disrespect is just terrible. Our rating was 6.31 in the Bay, but you know what? They put us on at, 9 in the morning out there. Only Mojo and a couple friends and family got a chance to wake up and watch the game. Unacceptable. There was other things I wanted to talk about, our linebacking core, but you know what? We don't draft linebackers, so why would I waste my time? The hit list, of course, Ryan Grant and Google Voice. I'm looking for you, baby. Respect goes out to all the made men. Rudy.
He called Ryan Grant on the hit list there, and who's now no longer a member of the Oakland Raiders.
Got cut.
Wow. He went.
We need a capo. You done got hit.
Capostradamus right there calling that shot.
You got capo.
Absolutely. You got capo.
You
there
got
you
capo.
All right, let's go to first up. Let's hear from RBK Raider. Oh, so we got 8 calls now. We're
grade 8.
Grade 8. So let's hear first from RBK Raider.
Murph, Uncle Mosh, Swag Jeff, Q-Dog, my favorite little plastic baby buff Murph. This is RBK Raider chiming in. I just got the news. Antonio Brown has been cut by the Patriots. They don't want to deal with these allegations, and good for them. And all I got to say is karma is a beep, because you know what? You run around and act like a little kid. You act like you're above the law because you got millions of dollars. And
can I just play something real fast?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember Antonio Brown screaming this from the locker room when he was part of the Steelers?
Straight cash on it.
Also
karma.
That's not me.
It's called karma.
I apologize for that. And
it's called karma.
With that being said,
he's right.
Murph, Uncle Mom, blah, blah, blah.
I thought that was interesting.
Just want to chime in. I know you guys are going to talk next Wednesday at length about this. Well, I don't know. And I'm sorry for saying his name. It should have just been 84 because, yeah. He did us dirty. We lost a couple draft picks, but you know what? We dodged a big bullet, guys. Man, I can't wait to hear your guys' input on this, because I'm big on the rape allegations and sexual assault, because I've had people in my family that lived it.
Flag!
And
Flag!
that's for real. And
Flag! Flag!
What are you doing, Mosh? There's a flag on the play?
Flag on the play. Flag on RBK. Flag on the play.
All right, let's go back. Let's see what he's got to say here.
Okay.
Let's hear what's going on.
Hey, y'all, this is RBK Raider again. I just got to say, I became a made man a couple weeks ago, and you guys never officially played the music for me and 2 others, and I got to say that hurt my feelings a little bit. I was expecting that. I wanted to hear Uncle Mosh give me the official Italian speech, and, I'd like to hear it, I'd like to get that shout out, but anyway.
Swag, what's going on there?
I'm going to throw my challenge flag. He kind of called us out because we didn't give him the made man status, and I'm going to throw a challenge flag.
So the flag on the play says that we didn't acknowledge him as a made man, but you're saying you're going to challenge that.
I'm going to challenge that.
He's going to go to the booth. Swaggy's got my back.
Okay,
He's going to the booth.
And Uncle Mosh is never wrong.
I'm never wrong.
Okay.
I'm never wrong.
You're never wrong.
I'm never wrong. I've never been wrong.
So you're saying we acknowledge RBK Raider as a made
Yeah,
man.
I think he missed it.
Okay, let's go to the booth. You got your monitor there, Jeff?
Yep, let's
Okay.
look at it.
All right, here we go. That's what it's all about, man. Great job, Coach Davis. And Mosh, that's his third official call.
Yes.
And so now we have RBK Raider.
Right.
We have Coach Davis.
Right.
And we have Scotland's
own
David Love.
Will you
Welcome
back that up
to the
just a
family,
smidge?
gentlemen. You are now
Scotland's own
Coach Davis.
Right.
And we have Scotland's
own
David Love.
Hey.
Welcome to the family, gentlemen. You are now officially made men.
You
are
a
made
man. You showed you I'm never wrong.
Mosh is never
Mosh
wrong.
is wrong. He's undefeated.
Here it is. Here it is. Let's for the watching and listening audience. RBK Raider.
Right.
We have Coach Davis.
Say that again. Who was that?
And we have Scott. And so now we have RBK Raider.
Who do we have?
We have Coach Paul.
Yes.
And so now we have RBK Raider.
Oh.
We have Coach Davis.
Right.
And we have Scotland's
own
David Love. All right, there we go. RBK Raider, we love you, man. We're just messing with you. But
Crossbones goes, that underwear shot was wrong.
Then why did it feel so right?
Hey, as bad as it's been tonight, we needed an underwear shot.
Well, yeah.
Oh my gosh! For those of you watching, you just killed Swaggo with that one, Mosh. For those of you watching on the YouTube, you've seen now Uncle Mosh's underwear and his belly in the same night. Oh my god! And look, you guys don't even pay for this stuff, man. All right, let's hear from Raider 1.
Yeah, Murph, Uncle Mosh, how you doing? This is Raider 1. I just heard that Antonio Brown got released by the Patriots. You know, Grandma, I'm free.
Nice. Come on, Juan.
Good job, Raider 1.
Hey, Juan is feeling better.
He's
I
feeling
can,
better.
I can hear it in his voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like he's feeling better, man.
Absolutely. Good job, Raider 1. Appreciate you. All right, next up.
Right.
Look, Ron. Ron in the chat said, Mosh built this city on donut holes.
I love the next one. Did you see what Wyoming Raider? Mosh, that's a long bit just to try to pick up a date.
Nice.
All right, let's go out to the 661. I don't know the name. He didn't leave it.
Yo, Murph, greetings to everyone in the Raider Nation. Just wanted to call in right before the game, right before the kickoff. You know, I just want to let you know that I'm in a situation where my nephew, who just joined the Vikings, could possibly sack our quarterback, and I didn't know how I would feel about it. But a fraction of a nanosecond, I told myself, I hope Carr stiff arms this motherfucker and throws for a record touchdown, because the silver and black is thicker than blood. So go Raider Nation. My nephew Devontae down, number 57 Vikings.
Well, congratulations to your nephew for making it to the league, man. That's pretty
yeah.
cool. That's very cool. Jeff, if your son, okay, Ollie, if he came to you and said, hey, Dad, I just signed with the Kansas City Chiefs, how do you feel about that?
A little sick to my stomach.
But you'd be wearing a Chiefs jersey.
I'd rather he'd come to you and say, Dad, I just want to dance.
Well, yeah.
What was that old saying? Should we go to that
Well,
one?
let's move on, because I got about 20 of them.
I'd rather have a someone in a something than a somebody in a something
in
else.
a Chiefs uniform.
Exactly. All right.
And Q-Dog already says this show is now officially PG-13.
Yeah,
you're not kidding.
Oh, my gosh. All right, let's go to Running Bear.
Hello, this is Running Bear from Tulare, California.
Wait,
Hello,
I forgot I passed.
Mosh and Murph and
okay.
Swag Jeff
We'll go
and all
back.
the rest of the Raider Nation. I'd like to start off with the defenses right now. Riley gave up 14 points off of 2 horrible plays right off the bat. Our defense allowed their running game to have holes so large that even I, with 2 total knee replacements, could have ran for 100 yards. Our defense was atrocious. I do respect Murph going back out there after being hurt. I did see stuff from Carl Joseph, and I saw some stuff from a couple other players, but our defense was pretty bad. On offense, I know a lot of people are going to be all over Carr, and, he had some bad throws. I'm not going to say he didn't. But he also only had 7 incompletions total. Our running backs just weren't effective. But I think the real problem, and our wide receivers weren't there, but our real problem was that there were absolutely 0 plays where our wide receivers went deep. Our play calling by our wonderful coach Gruden is horrible this year. There is nothing but short passes routes being run. So when you guys get on Carr about not throwing deep, well, you got to start getting on Gruden for not giving the play
there it is.
Deep. And as far as what Carr has done, yeah, you know what? I'm upset at him at this game because I wanted more out of him. But you know what? When I look at the entire year, right now he's got the 6th highest percentage completion in the league. He's at 73.5. I know that doesn't mean a lot to you guys, but as far as I'm concerned, at least we know he's completing his passes. Our biggest problem really is our play calling and lack of talent in certain positions. We have to be honest with ourselves. This team is not a 10-6 team. At best, it's a 8-8 team, maybe 9-7 if we're lucky.
Preach.
More likely 7-9. I've said that from the start, and I'll keep on saying it because it's been what it is. I know a lot of you have had other hopes. I do want to say this. If you want to get rid of Carr, I'm not with you. And when he does go to some other team because you guys want to get rid of him and he winds up whipping our ass, well then, you know what? Cry me a river because that's what's going to happen. It's not Carr. It's play calling and a lack of talent around him. Anyway, you guys have a good one.
Good stuff, man.
Strong.
Very good call. Excellent content, excellent takes, man. Excellent perspective. We appreciate you running Bear. All right, next up, we're going to hear from our buddy Eye Patch down in Florida.
Murph, Mosh, Nation, Eye Patch calling in. Just want to let you know that I've been scouring this whole weekend looking for Google Voice. Q, I hope you recovered from that attempted hit. And just let you know, it's not in the state of Florida. I've searched high and low, and he's not. Google Voice isn't here. I suggest that all the other made men go out and search your states and let us know if you've found him. He took an attempt on our capo. We have to track down Google Voice. Okay, let's get on to the Minnesota game. Once my mother told me, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Okay, that about wraps it up. Till next week. Ciao.
Love it.
That's awesome.
That was the best 9 seconds of dead air we've ever had on here.
That was awesome, man. Good comedic timing there, Eye Patch. That was so funny, man. Great call. Great call. All right, next up, let's hear from our buddy Michael Phillips.
Hey, Murph. Hey, man, it's Michael Phillips out here in Clovis, California. Hey, I saw you played the song on episode 142, man. Thanks a lot. I wanted to just tell you thank you. I was going to tell you, too, I'm not sure what happened in the translation from the track, but you only have the left channel. So there's like a harmony guitar part over the main theme, and it's on the right channel, or vice versa, whatever one. You have one or the other, so you're only getting the mono feed for that song. I don't know. I got to double check what I sent you. I'm pretty sure I sent you the correct stereo feed. But anyhow, yeah, man, I'd like to talk some Raiders. I got some cool stories from over the years, man, about, being a season ticket holder, especially the 2002 year. I was at the Brady game, the Sunday Night Football. All the bootleg shirts said it was a fumble and F the Patriots. Pretty funny. And then I was there for Tim Brown's 1,000th career reception. And the very next play, Gannon hits Rice for a touchdown. But I got like a kind of a Greg Papa-like memory about the Raiders, especially from that late 90s, early 2000 era. But also the history. And, I was a big, huge Cliff Branch fan. But anyhow, all right, take care.
All right. Appreciate Michael Phillips calling the show as a follow-up to his heavy metal version of the Autumn Wind. And so here's what happened. So when we do this show, I mix everything down into one channel, and it's a mono feed. So when I loaded up his song,
whether it was an MP3 or not.
What I did was I deleted out the one channel because I didn't realize it was in stereo. So anyway, I mixed it up in stereo. So here you go. And you can definitely tell the difference. It's cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a couple of songs here. All right, 'Cause I got a cou Bye. All right, Michael Phillips. That's a talented dude right there, man. That's awesome. And you could definitely hear all of his extra flourishes in there with his guitar, man. That's
so awesome.
That's legit, man. That's good stuff. Appreciate you, Michael Phillips. All right, next up, let's hear from Rev Raider.
What's going on, Murph? Uncle Mosh, Swag Jeff, Nation. This is Rev Raider calling from Jersey. Just wanted to give my thoughts on last week. Man, we played like hammered bovine excrement on the real. Oh, man, we looked terrible. We got owned on both sides of the line, the offense and defense. We just looked terrible, man. On defense, for 1 second, I had to look up in the crowd to see if Moses was over there doing a skull clap the way they was parting the daggone holes for Dalvin Cook, man. It was wild, you know. Derek Carr, he was looking like Cam Newton for a hot minute, sailing balls over people, you know, and we got to do something about this secondary. Like, our safeties is looking like Reggie Nelson's still out there, man. We got to get it popping. But, like, just looking forward to next week, Indy. You know, even though Andrew Luck isn't there, there's still somebody to be trifled with, you know. If we play the run like we did this week, man, Mac, he's going to have a hell of a day. That's all I got to say about that one. But, hey, man, we just got to keep pushing forward. They just got to keep grinding. I'm going to keep my eye on the clock this week. You know, I won't go down to the wire. I'm all set. All right, fellas. Always love the show. Peace.
All right, good job,
Nice,
Rev.
Rev.
That was so funny last week, man. That was so funny. Dead man walking. All right, one more, guys. We're going to hear from our buddy Beto, now referred to as 9-volt Beto.
Raider Beto, you know the sound. You hear that? Yeah, I hear nothing either because I replaced my 9-volt battery. Anyway, recapping the game like 2 days ago. I was at that game on my birthday, you know, watching the Blues. Hey, I still saw my Raiders, and I actually scored 2 touchdowns, am I right? Silver lining and everything. Well, silver and black lining. Anyway, wanted to talk about who is to blame for the loss. Is it Derek Carr, John Gruden, coaching, defense, secondary, linebackers, special teams? I'm going to say everyone. It's everyone's fault. You know, the defense couldn't stop Dalvin Cook from nothing. Derek Carr and the offense couldn't do anything on third downs. Special teams didn't get good anything. Rashard was the returner, so that always made me a little nervous because, you know, he fumbles a lot when he returns. I'm not going to say anything about the team if we're going to tank or if we're going to, the season went down the drain or we're going to make the playoffs or not, which I certainly don't think we will, but I won't say anything about the team until the bye week, so we can see what we're actually at. Right now, we look like an 8-8, 7-9 team, you know. But yeah, you know, it's still go Raiders, you know. So yeah, go Raiders.
All right, Murph. So we got to wrap things up here. We started off the night. We heard from RBK and Raider One. They both gave us a little bit of shout back to ABC.
Nice.
Following it up with our buddy, our caller in the 661, telling us that silver and black is thicker than blood. Eye patch. He's looking for Google Voice. He's
Nice.
he's got the capos back, man. And there was a great dead air. I loved it. Running Bear, super job on the game recap. Hit it on the head. What we've been saying all night long. Michael Phillips set us straight that we had the wrong play. We got to hear his great rendition of The Autumn Wind again, and he said, hey, that somebody said in the chat that maybe needs to be the new theme song. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Rev Raider, man, he said you're playing like hammered bovine excrement, but he said keep grinding. And old 9-volt Beto, you know the city, right?
Yeah,
you know the sound. From now on, he's Fire Safety Beto.
Nice.
Since
Nice.
he's replaced him.
Well
But
played,
our
Mosh.
Sizzler Award has got to go to the man, the made man, who stepped up and had the capos back. That would be the one and only. Cover your eye, everybody. It's for Eye Patch.
Nice.
Sizzler.
Sizzler. Sizzler. Sizzler.
Sizzler.
All right, let's see it. Cover him up.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Thank you so much to all of you that participated in tonight's show via the emails, via the phone calls, and of course the chat. Shout them out, Swaggo. Who's in there?
Yeah, we got Crossbones in here, Running Bear, Pirate 1975, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Ron the Mater Raider, Chucktown Raider, Vladimir from Serbia, and Peyote from Berlin. We're worldwide here tonight.
Worldwide. And Swaggo, while you got the mic, man, tell us how people can follow us on our social medias.
Yes. Facebook.com/Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Look us up, man. We're posting all the time. Send us pictures with wearing the Made Men shirt and hangouts at the games and stuff. We want to see your pictures. Send that stuff. We'll post it online and all that stuff.
You know, I hope we have a much better week next week, gentlemen. I think if Swaggo's good this week, maybe Mama San will let her come back.
Nice.
We'll do another triple threat next week when we celebrate a win over those.
There we go. We need a victory Wednesday, Mosh.
Yes. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening tonight. It's been your Raiders Fan Radio group therapy session. But for tonight, for Murph and little Swaggy J, this is your old Uncle Mosh. You've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't ever forget, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland. Good night, everybody. God bless.
Good night.
Q-Duck says Vladimir's the Ukrainian president.
Very timely politically. Nice job.